Wow. We are joined now by documentaries investigative journalist Ellie Flynn alongside our consumer editor Alice Bear.
Morning.
Wow.
Morning.
I cannot believe what I'm hearing here. Like, I've heard of the app, I've downloaded the app, but for anybody who hasn't, Alice, can you remind everybody what the app is?
Yes. So if you haven't heard of Temu, there'll be somebody in your family who has, and if you haven't shopped on it, there'll be somebody in your family who is shopping on it or has shopped on it. It came in, it's a Chinese app, came in and website came in end of 2022 and now has 500 million downloads, 9 million of them in the UK. They have a marketplace, and that's important to remember. It is a marketplace of some 25 million goods, from perfume to trainers to toys to homeware to children's equipment. And their strapline really is that they're 70% cheaper than all other retailers, and you can shop like a billionaire. So everything is so cheap because it is a marketplace and the sellers buy direct from the manufacturers and sell direct to the buyers. And because they have this, they are exporting from China to the West, so very low export duties. And because everything is so cheap, they have very low import duties to the UK because they don't reach the threshold. The prices are rock bottom. And it's more than just a shop.
Right.
It is, and as Ellie will explain, it's an experience whereby when you are shopping on it, and you can see how it is to shop on Temu, it's more than just buying things. You are gaming as well. You are getting bonuses, you are getting coupons, you're getting rewards for reviewing. It is an immersive, manipulative consumer experience, and it comes with a huge, huge ethical, financial, consumer warning.
There's so much to chat about and expand on. But how is it different, just as for a layman, to Amazon? What's the difference in terms of...
Well, they're both marketplaces. Yeah. Both actually have consumer protections, and you will do returns and refunds through each site. So similar in a way, but Temu is massive and exclusively coming from the Far East.
So Ellie, the app is being labelled as highly addictive, as Alice just said there, but also you covered there, it's got really bad chemicals and toxic chemicals that are very poisonous to us. Can you tell us what you found?
Yeah, so we did some toxicology tests on some of the products from Temu, and we found examples of heavy metals in items, including children's clothing. So a child's leather jacket we tested, and it had, really, really concerning levels of heavy metals in it. And just other items, items like jewellery that you'll wear on your skin, and extended exposure to those kind of heavy metals can be really, really dangerous. I think you heard in the VT it can cause, stillbirth in some cases.
And cancerous.
Yeah, it's really, really dangerous, and so it was really concerning.
Ellie, where did the origins of the documentary, which is The Dispatches, a brilliant series, isn't it? The Truth About Temu Dispatches airs tonight, 8 p.m. on Channel 4. Where did the origins of the kernel of this story come from?
It just came from, I think, lots of people will have been advertised to by Temu recently. I noticed that it was coming up everywhere every time. I've got a 2-year-old, so every time I was searching for things for him online, Temu would be the first kind of 5-6 adverts. And I didn't really know what it was. I hadn't heard of it. And then more and more I heard that people were using it. And the main thing that people were saying is it is so cheap. And I just wanted to dig into, hang on a second, why is it so much cheaper than these other already relatively affordable websites? How's that working?
I guess, where do you start? Because you could be investigating everything from the use of algorithms through to the provenance, through to, environmentally, what are these products like to make and to ship and so forth. I mean, there's so much to unpack.
Yeah, there is. So we focus on a few different things in the documentary. So one of the things we looked at, as we mentioned, is the toxic materials, and we did find that in some of their products. Temu said that they also tested the products and that they did find harmful levels of heavy metals in some of the items that we tested. We also looked into, which you just touched upon, the addictive nature of the app. So I had a brainwave test where I had this headband strapped on, and they monitored my responses to shopping on 3 different apps. So I looked at Amazon, Temu, and also a gambling app. And we found that the experience of shopping on Temu sat somewhere between Amazon and a gambling app. So I was getting these real pleasure spikes from shopping on the app, and you find it's a really enjoyable experience because you're getting these deals and you're playing these games as you're shopping on it, and you find yourself being really drawn into it. Temu said that the gamification elements are based on fun fairs and shopping malls, and they've said that they're working to adhere to UK regulations. But it is interesting because it feels like it's this blurred line between shopping for things you need and having fun.
Is there anything you found on the site that was quite alarming, like any dangerous items that they sold on there?
Yeah, so we found that we were able to get hold of some really dangerous items, slingshots, BB guns, saws, and that was all bought without any age verification checks. So the thought that children might be able to get hold of this, and especially this is the most downloaded shopping app in the UK, it's huge. There's going to be loads and loads of parents, grandparents that have it on their phones, and the thought that a child might be able to get onto the app and order these items is really concerning. Temu said that they are testing some age verification software here in the UK and that they're expecting to roll that out soon. But the fact is we were able to do it without those checks being done.
Alice, there's a wider point. Where does this hunger for bargain product... Obviously, it's this dopamine hit that we get when we press, buy or, get it in the checkout basket.
Well, unfortunately, the statistics reflect that, and Nationwide did a survey at the beginning of the year, we still want to buy despite being in a cost of living crisis. The appetite is there. Pound land prices are no longer pound land prices. So prices are going up on the high street, but we still want to satiate our need for stuff, and we're not prepared to stop that. And of course, that gets us into all sorts of ethical problems like global air freight, shipping these vast quantities of goods from the east to the west. What do we do with the things when they last for a week or don't even last at all, and then they're going straight into landfill? There's all sorts of ethical things. There's all sorts of ethical and moral questions about how workers are being treated when we buy things at this level of cost. And I think we really do have to consider this. And a lot of people, although in my experience, I have to say that I get a lot of people writing to me saying, oh, I can't deal with this company, I can't get a response from this company. And I don't get many Temu complaints. They do handle things. And when somebody raises serious complaints about safety issues like Which have done, like consumer groups across the UK, across Europe have done, they will whack-a-mole them and they will deal with them, but they can't possibly cope with things before they arise and somebody sends out a warning. So it's a dangerous, it's a dangerous game we're playing to try and keep buying at this price point, I think.
Have we got any consumer rights when it comes to buying from this site, or...?
Well, you're buying in a marketplace. You're buying the same as you would on Facebook Marketplace. You're buying from an individual, so you don't get the same protections as buying from a business. But having said that, Temu do have refund things in place that actually will, and they're not bad. It all sort of fairly, it seems to work, but all marketplaces come with a huge buyer beware.
OK, we've got a right of reply from Temu, haven't we? So would you mind reading our right of reply out for us, Ellie?
Temu have said... Oh, sorry, you've done your ones, haven't you? I've just got to say that Temu have clarified they don't provide any user data to the Chinese government, which is a huge issue that came up. And also with global air freight, they claim that they, by using direct from the factory model, they're reducing environmental impact. But... they answered your questions as well.
They did. They told us that safety is Temu's #1 priority. They said that they immediately remove any product listings in question pending a review, and that they have a comprehensive vetting, monitoring and enforcement process to ensure that products meet platform rules and regulatory requirements.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ellie.
Truth About
beware.
Dispatches on tonight at 8 p.m. on Channel 4.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.